Hi friends, it's Michelle Ladd. I am the CEO to Heroes Home Advantage, and I am also the founder of National Veteran Resources. And today I'm going to be talking to you about my updates on my tour for Operation 22 to 0. And I'm also going to be, hey Sarah, can you hear me and see me okay? Please? I always have difficulties because I'm literally living on the road, and a lot of times I have connection problems and sound problems. So if somebody could just please tell me if you can hear me and see me. It looks like I'm a little delayed. So today I'm going to be, you can. Yes, you can hear me, and yes, you can see me. Thank you, Sarah. So today I want to update you on my tour, where I've been, what I've done. And also, there are so many of you asking me, hey Eric, I'm doing a live Facebook chat, so when this video is on RV Hero Gypsy on YouTube, that's why I'm talking to everybody right now. So I want to give you some updates on my tour. So also I want to ask you if you have any questions for me. I get a lot of questions when I'm on the road, and I want to make sure that you know exactly what I'm doing and what my purpose is and what my mission is. So first of all, I want to thank all of you so much for your love and support. You have inspired me to keep going. I am living in a 32-foot American flag wrapped RV. Right now as I speak, I am in a golf course parking lot somewhere outside of Louisville, Kentucky. And this is how I've been living. I've been in parking lots for the last 3 nights. The reason for that, Sarah, when am I coming to Virginia? Send me an instant message about that a little later. And the reason, I'll give you the reason, the how. So many people have asked me, why are you traveling the country in a 32-foot RV? And when they get in it and they see it, the outside, how big it is, and the challenges I have to live in it, to drive it, to work in it and run my company, here's the reason why. I am so dedicated to those that protect and serve us, our veterans and our first responders. And I have worked with those hero categories for over 10 years in the real estate world. They bought and sold houses with me, and I gave back a portion of my commission. And I heard story after story after story after story of their experiences, the men and women that protect and serve our country and our community. I've been on ride-alongs with the police departments, the fire departments. I've been in the ambulances. And after 10 years, as well as having 2 children that have served us, one of them is actually a combat veteran, I just couldn't thank them enough for their services. So I started my Heroes Home Advantage program locally in Rochester, New York, and started paying it forward. And then I went nationally. And about 2 years ago, I was just watching a video about a business owner, a female, that sold everything and bought an RV. And she was traveling the country, living in the desert and forest. And I thought, that is so crazy. And hi, John. And so I don't know what happened, but I thought, what a great way to travel the country and thank heroes for their services. So I went out and I bought a 24-foot RV. And now, as you all know, I have a 32-foot RV, and it's a lot of fun. So I just started this tour that I told you I call the tour Operation 22 to 0, and I'm trying to help those that suffer with PTSD and also with suicide prevention. So in the beginning of January, I took my older RV out and I visited a few places in Florida that help our veterans and first responders with PTSD and suicide. And I got such an overwhelming response as I started putting it on social media. And then shortly after that, I visited Camp for Heroes, and I got to meet Woody, and he took me to a bunch of appointments that involved different hero categories. And let me see if I can answer that question as we go along, Sarah. Just remind me, because right now I'm just talking a little bit about, why I'm doing this. So I decided that a 24-foot RV wasn't big enough for my dog and I, as well as the heroes that I have coming in this RV all the time. I had, I think, 6 or 7 veterans in the RV a couple of times in the smaller one, and I realized it's just way too small. I wanted to get a group of heroes in here so that they could share their stories. So I went out and bought a 32-foot RV. I called Bobby Henline and Tom McRae and Janice Arbaghini, who are now on the back of my RV. Hi, Jeff. And I decided that on this tour, I learned how to work my company right in the RV. You've heard me talk about this before. I was just working in this parking lot, and I'm running it on my cigarette lighter on a small inverter and then an extension cord to the dinette. And sometime I'll take you around and show you all that stuff again. So I got the RV wrapped. I had a mission, what I wanted it to look like, got it wrapped, and I hit the road. So I left a little over 3 weeks ago. I started out in Georgia. I stopped to meet several of my realtors that are part of the Heroes Home Advantage program just to say hello, and they put me up for a couple of nights, which was really nice. And then I stopped in Louisiana to see my good friend Steve and his wife, and then I hit Texas. Once I got to Texas, my goal was to reach as many veteran organizations as possible, and that's where my tour really started. And I got to Camp Hope, I got to go to Warrior's Heart, I went to, oh my gosh, there's been so many already, Lancer Legacy Ranch, Valor Ranch. I got to meet Judy, who runs the Wreaths Across America. And all along the way, I have been given nothing but love and support. I interview the veterans. I stopped at fire departments. I'm interviewing firefighters. I would love to get in front of our police officers and our EMTs and our 911 dispatchers, guys. They all are protecting and serving us. And I just talked to a 911 dispatcher yesterday that just had a suicide in her office because of what they have to do to save our lives. They're the first ones to talk to us. So my mission is to continue traveling, and I have gone through Texas, I've gone through Arkansas, I'm in Kentucky now. My next leg of this trip is I'm heading to an area in Kentucky where I have a team of realtors and loan officers, and they have a home inspector involved, and they're doing a ribbon cutting ceremony to reach out to the heroes of their community to tell them what they're doing with the Heroes Home Advantage program. They're giving discounts and commissions. It's a huge, huge, huge savings, and so I'm going there to support them. From there, I'm going to be going on to Columbia, South Carolina. I have some veteran organizations there that I'm going to be talking to and hopefully interviewing a few more veterans. I'm then going on to another area in South Carolina. There is a motorcycle group, and they are they've served our country. They've all served our country, and I'm going to go hang out with them, and Randy and I are going to spend some time together there. And from there, I'm going to go back a little bit through Georgia. I mentioned to some of you guys that I actually have to stop my tour for a little bit, and I'm moving, so I've got to go take care of that. And the minute I get everything in the new house, I'm hitting the road again, and I'm going to be heading to New York. So I'm going to be traveling through, I'm going to be stopping in North Carolina. Hey, Scott, thank you for joining me. And I'm going to be traveling through North Carolina. I've just been invited to Virginia Beach. I'd like to stop there. My goal all along the way is to stop at organizations that help our veterans and first responders again. So if you know any organizations between North Carolina all the way to Rochester, New York, please instant message me, because I'm trying to find all these myself. I'm trying to plan the trip myself. I'm trying to plan the route myself. So it's a little bit challenging. I'm getting in, I want to get in front of, if you know, veterans and first responders that are willing to share their story. We're sending out a, hey Jim, we're sending out a big message that we want you to get help when you're feeling down or anxious or you can't deal with things anymore. Our message is we want you to reach out to us. We have resources. If I just met a Vietnam veteran the other day who needed he had a, hi Ronnie, he had a molar issue, Mac, and he and I became good friends when I was in a campground, and I told him I'm not the VA, I'm just a mom of 2 veterans trying to make a difference in this world. And but I told him if I could help him, I will, and I'll try to find him some resources. So I've gotten that kind of thing. I have met many who have attempted to die by suicide. I have heard horrific stories. I have seen, guys, this might get a little graphic, but I just want you to know what I've been experiencing and how it just pushes me more. I've seen somebody that I met recently that slit his wrists. I've recently met somebody who took a gun to his chin and the trigger went off. He was not successful, but he's in a lot of pain and disfigured for the rest of his life. You know who you are. I love and support you. If I can't respond to you guys as I'm talking, I'm going to try to see all of these questions. Thank you, Ed Carr, as well. So I stayed with the wife of a veteran that died by suicide. So I've seen it. I've heard the stories. I just spent so much time. Hi, Donna. Miss you. I have spent so much time with 3 different eras of veterans, men and women, who have served our country. I've sat down quite a few times with our firefighters and police officers and our EMTs. Lisa, my best friend's watching. Love you, girlfriend. I miss you. So if you guys can help me spread these messages, these videos that I do, I'm not a professional. They're very raw. You'll find they all should be on RV Hero Gypsy on YouTube. I also have a website, nationalveteranresources.com, where I'm trying to do all the social media myself for especially National Veteran Resources. So also, I'm trying to work, and it's been pretty challenging. And my mind is just always, I got to run my company. I'm talking to realtors and loan officers and title companies all over the country all day long. And but what I really, my passion behind my company is that my realtors and my lenders and my home inspectors and my title companies, we care so much. And I'm hoping that I'm leading the way, and that my partners out there, my team members, my clients around the country are sharing this message. I hope you're all sharing this message. And the message is that you're not alone. I understand the invisible wounds. I just spent hours and days at a convention with Vietnam veterans, Korean War veterans, Gulf War veterans. They got in the RV, they shared their story. Hey Tina. Hi Kyle. I'm still squinting, I can hardly see. And guys, the stories that I've heard, some of them, they have no filter. And once they get talking, they tell me I'm probably not going to say much, but then they start talking and stuff comes out of their mouths and they say to me later, oh my gosh, I've never talked about that. Or many have told me that I've inspired them to help others now. It's sometimes I've taken them out of their darkness. And I just think it's because I care so much. And I think if we all cared so much, I think that we would all make this place a different world. So I'm going to continue my tour. I'm stopping in Rochester. My loved ones are there. I like to spend the summer there. And I'm going to be taking little trips while I'm there. I'm also going to be heading up to Vermont, Connecticut, Massachusetts. When I return, I'm going to be doing a long tour, as much as my body will allow, as many years as I will be able to. Excuse me. It's, I don't know, 90 degrees here and I got no AC. Sorry. So, if you can help me share my messages, it's so important. First responders are veterans, yes, but our first responders need attention. Our firefighters, our police, our EMTs, our ambulance workers, our 911 dispatchers. There's so many in those categories, and there's others that I haven't even mentioned that I've met along the way, that I've just held them and let them cry and shared their stories. Every once in a while it gets to me, but I just pray to God to give me the strength to keep hearing these stories. And Sarah, okay, I see that. Awesome. Support the troops. You do support the troops. As I go along, I'm going to find out about more and more of these conventions. These veteran convention and organizations are a great place for me to be. The RV was right out there, wrapped in the American flag with our veterans all over it. You've seen it. You can't miss it. And they just had me sit down and talk to people. I didn't have to pay for a table or anything. All I have is some brochures. I don't even have business cards or banners. I do need to get some kind of booster for my signal. I have no antenna. If you guys want to know how I'm living, all right, I'm going to tell you. So I've been to a couple of campgrounds. They're nice. They're, you get to do all your hookups. I'm not the greatest at hooking things up and unhooking them and the hoses and all that has to be done, the electric. I'm getting better at it. I stay in a lot of Walmart parking lots and a lot of truck stops. I was at the Crown Plaza for 2 nights. The airport is right there. It was right next to another hotel. I was literally sleeping in the parking lots. I had veterans coming up to me, handing me hundreds of dollars in cash and told me to get a room. And I said, no, thank you. My dog's here. All my stuff's in here. I want to keep it secure. So I choose to sleep in my RV. I've had my friends and partners across the country have me in their driveways and they'll hook me up to the electric. Maybe I get AC if I'm lucky. But it's just that all my stuff is in here. So anyway, today, 3rd day, I thought I had enough water. So I thought my battery was charged enough. I have all the windows open. Let me just describe this to you. So I ran out of water. So that means that I can't flush the toilets. I luckily got a quick shower in this parking lot. I'm in some mountain somewhere. I don't even know where I am. So when I'm done with this video, I have been Googling the Loves. I'm out of propane. My refrigerator's leaking because it's starting to... well, I was going to stay in a campground. That's the problem. I was going to stay in a campground the last 2 days, but then the VFW asked me to stay another night so I could, talk to them more about what I was doing. So I ended up staying in another parking lot, so I didn't get a campground. So I thought I had enough water to get me through another day or two before I get to my next destination. I thought I had enough battery power, which once I start driving the RV again, because I'm going to have to leave here soon, it'll charge it up probably enough to get me through the night. Getting water is very, very challenging. Love's gas station is my go-to place. I can get propane, I can empty my tanks, I can get water there. But there's no Love's gas station, thank God for Google, for 45 miles in the other direction. So then I thought, well, I'm going to go drive maybe 45 minutes towards my next destination. I'll just stay in a Walmart parking lot or a Cracker Barrel or something. So I looked ahead and I was going to drive an hour. And luckily I called that Love's because they don't have a, it's called a dump station. So as much as I try to look glamorous, when I'm in this RV, it is not that glamorous of a life. I mean, it is a lot of fun. It's very rewarding. I'm seeing a lot of places. I've got no TV. I've got 2 TVs in here, and I've got rabbit ears. I don't even have a satellite, so I've got no TV. So at night I watch YouTube videos, and I watch funny things, and I'll watch Netflix on my phone. The slide out is a real pain in the rear end. I've got to do the slide out bar because if you remember, my slide out opened when I was going down the highway doing 70 miles an hour. My check engine light keeps coming on and I can't seem to find anybody. I know what the issue is, but I can't seem to find anybody that can fix it in my time frame, so I just keep driving, which is probably not that great. I have to pump the gas myself. It takes about $120 to fill it up. So it takes me about, 20 minutes to fill the thing up. As you know, my health hasn't been all that great. I've had some migraines, and the reason I'm having migraines is because I was supposed to get my medical treatment, and instead I decided to get on the road, and I thought I could deal with it. So you're all yelling at me to take care of myself, and I haven't. I'm fine. See? So tonight, I'm going to leave here. I got to climb down the mountain with a 32-foot RV. I didn't realize it was that steep when I was coming up, and I went around all these curves. And I am going to be, just to give you an update, so I'm going to go find a Walmart parking lot. I'm going to go find a couple jugs of water so I can flush the toilets. Even just to curl my hair to be pretty for you guys, I had to plug it into a cigarette lighter to an inverter, and I didn't do a very good job. So I just want you to know what I'm up to. The updates are that I'm going to continue my travels as long as I can. I'm going to meet as many veterans and first responders and help in any way that I can. I'm going to meet these organizations out there. So as you see me traveling, if you know of an organization that offers PTSD and suicide prevention, also homelessness, and I've run into a lot of drug and alcohol related issues and mental health issues, help me help them. I'm Googling all this stuff. I've asked for your help. I've told you the areas that I was going to be in, and I have had some help along the way, but I'm trying to run my company so I have an income so I can keep doing this. I'm not a non-for-profit, so that's another thing people keep asking me. And I've had people, some amazing people, pay for a couple nights for a campground for me. They've handed me cash. It's very costly. I'm going through my savings, but you know what? I don't care. I can make more money. Thanks, Ronnie. I see what you're saying. So I would like to open this up now to answer any questions. Hi, Hugh. Any questions that you may have, if you'd like to share my video. Hi, Greg. And I wanted to share with you an update. I've now traveled 3,000 miles in the last 3 weeks. I'm hoping to complete 8,000 miles before I get back to Georgia and replenish, and then I'm hitting the road again. Eric, you know Greg. Cool. So, okay, now that I've probably totally gone off course, I really just wanted you to see what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. Sometimes I'll do some videos and show you how I'm doing it. 6 gallons of hot water to take a shower. I get maybe 2 showers with a full tank of water, which I have to pump myself. Yes, I have audio. Thank you. What's my favorite place you visited? Thank you, Sarah. One of my favorite places was Hoover Dam. Hoover Dam sticks out the greatest to me. I'll never forget coming over the hill and the park and the water. The water is as blue can be. Utah and Idaho and Colorado, beautiful. I've been through the Rockies, I've been through the Smokies, I've been through the Appalachians, I've been through the Blue Ridge Mountains. None of those with this RV though. Yikes, I'm really nervous. Just coming up this hill, it's very hilly and curvy to get to this golf course because I'm in a state park right now. I just came here to get some peace and quiet, but they're going to kick me out here pretty soon. So that's why I'm heading to a Walmart parking lot. But anyway, Utah, Idaho, the Hoover Dam, the water there is just to die for. Beautiful. I love visiting Florida. I got to visit a couple of the different beaches that I haven't been to before. Oh, Sarah, you live near the Blue Ridge Mountains. Well, I'm not traveling with this thing. I have to figure out how to go around it. It always takes me right through it, and I did a video on it. It was really scary, and my 24-foot RV. So I want to open it up for any questions that you have, and I decided that I haven't done a one-on-one with you guys, so occasionally, if I have an area where I can sit quietly, right now I'm boiling because I had to close the door because there are cats outside in this parking lot, and my dog is barking terribly, so we had to close the door. I have no AC, and I have all the windows open, and I have some lights on so you could see me. Lisa, oh, when will I be home? Rochester, New York is technically home for me, and I'm hoping to be in Rochester, girlfriend, hopefully the first week of August. If not, definitely the second week of August, and I plan on being in that area until September. Yeah, Sarah, it's very scary to go through there, I can imagine. And yes, Ronnie, I'll be careful going down the hill. This one, the trees are so low that it's hitting my air conditioner on the top of the RV, and it was scraping my graphics, which you guys all know I paid a lot of money for these graphics 3 weeks ago before I left. So I will be very careful, I promise you. Donald Jarvis. Russ. Oh my Lord. Hey, Russ. Donald, I promise you I'm coming to see you. I'm thinking it's probably going to be sometime in August. I've got to make it to Connecticut to see Steve and the amazing things he's doing, and some of my partners in some of those surrounding states. So I'm going to come see you in Mocha, right? I think it's Mocha. Shellis and I will come and see you. Does anybody have any other questions? Sarah's asking me if the real estate is utilizing the VA home loans. Yes. My realtors across the country are very well versed with the VA loans, and we have loan officers all around the country. So just so you guys know, Heroes Home Advantage, if you're active duty or retired, military, police, firefighters, healthcare providers, teachers, EMTs, we want to thank you for your services. My realtors give you 25% of their commission. There are some states that don't allow the realtors to give the commission, though. My loan officers give a $500 credit. My title companies do what they can do. Attorneys, home inspectors. So please, please, if you know of somebody that would like to utilize that program, it will help me fund this trip a little better. Heroes Home Advantage. Tina, remind you again of the next few cities along your journey. Okay. I don't disclose exactly where I'm going to be, obviously. I am headed to, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky right now. I'm headed to Richmond, Kentucky in the next few days. I'm going to be traveling to Columbia, South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina. I'm going to be heading up through, from there, I'm going to be going back to Georgia for just a little bit, and I'm going to be traveling up through Savannah to the border of Florida. Once I'm done with that, I'm traveling back down. I'm going to stop to see some of the two heroes on the back of my RV. I haven't even had a chance to interview them yet. So Bobby and Tom, I'm hoping that I'm going to get a chance to stop and see you, hopefully in North Carolina. Sarah, yep, if you need some help, just send me an instant message on this page is absolutely fine. So, does anybody have any questions at all? Or you can think about any further questions that you have as I travel along and after you heard of what I've told you, and save them for the next time I come live. This may not be the best night to do a live chat, because a lot of you guys are probably busy, but I want to tell you I've met some amazing people just in the 3 weeks I've been on this trip. The stories I've heard, the stories I've shared, a lot of the stories I have not shared due to the graphic nature or the tears that are coming out of my hero, and they decide they don't want to be on camera. Do I have any places I'd like to go? Oh, that I've never been to? Yes. Oh gosh, there's so many. I'd like to get to Washington. I'd like to get back to California. Donna, I came to visit you. We were in an area in California, but there's a lot of places in California eventually I'd like to get to. And I'd like to revisit some of the places and the people that I have visited in the past. I do have to remember I have loved ones in Rochester, and I want to be sure that I have Randy's in Rochester, and I have my children and their loved ones, and my granddaughter Ellie, who's, gosh, she's going to be 10 months old, and I'm away from them, and my girlfriends, Nita and Lisa and Becca and Jess and Carrie, all you guys, all my friends, all my Patriot Guard riders. I just miss you all, and so I'd like to go everywhere around the country as far as I can, as long as I can, helping our heroes. I do have to be good to myself, though. So, but to answer your question, there's a lot of places that I know I have people waiting for me in Washington, because I promised I was going to get there. Idaho, Utah, I'd like to go back, and a lot of the states that I've been, but I don't get a chance to stop and really enjoy the geography there and the history there and the cool places there. I gotta get on the road. I'm on a rock star tour, and I have people waiting to meet up with me, and I have dates. What kind of dog do I have? Shellis is a King Charles Cavalier, and if you scroll down on my page, you'll see a lot of photos of her. She is a love. The heroes just absolutely love her. She's snoring right now. It's terrible. So I don't get a lot of sleep. Anyway, Sarah, you got a lot of great questions. When we're in Utah, and did I go to a park city? I was in Utah last... When was I there? Tracy... I went to see Tracy's Sierra. Gosh, it was probably, I want to say, I was in there sometime in June. It was beautiful. Mountains, it was warm, and the mountains were snow-capped. It was just beautiful. So, if anybody wants to know, more importantly, if you can just help me get this message out. Call the VFWs, call the American Legions, tell them I need a place to spend the night. The VFW people here, they were all offering me to stay in their parking lots, but they were all an hour away, and they weren't in the direction that I was heading. So I'm really roughing it right now, as I said. I don't even know where I'm going right now, probably to a Walmart parking lot close by. So there's some people out there I just want to send another message to. I have met some really amazing men and women just in the last 3 weeks that have poured their hearts out to me. How they deal with what they deal with on a daily basis, I don't know. Many of them have had multiple suicide attempts, and I'm sure glad they're still here, because I hope to visit them again next year. So I'm going to end with this. Just know that there's a crazy woman out there that cares so much about you, that I'm trying to find you resources. If I can meet you personally, I will. I have done that. And if you don't want to reach out to me or to nationalveteranresources.com, every day I'm getting more and more resources up there. Please just reach out to somebody. You're not alone. You're not alone. The number to National Veteran Resources is right on the side of this RV. It's on the back. It's all over. It's on the front. And I just want you to know that no matter what you're dealing with, maybe there's somebody that's dealing with a lot worse than you. Maybe not. But I believe that God's on your side. I'd like to send a message that you should look up. God's keeping me safe. God's allowing me to do what I'm doing. He's given me the heart and the compassion to do what I'm doing. And you have a friend in me. That's my message. What are you saying, Eric? Shellis is the most beautiful puppy you've ever met. She's so cuddly and loving. I know. Eric, I hope you saw my refrigerator, Eric. Oh, Shellis. Oh, yeah. You want to see how cute she is? Shellis. Hey, don't chase the cat, Shellis. Shellis. Hey. See, I got the door closed, and somehow she's hearing a cat outside the door. Stop it. There you go, Eric. There's your cute, cuddly puppy. No, she's a good girl. All right, guys. I'm sure I've kept you long enough. Thank you. Thank you for your love and support. And you guys cheer up. You know who I'm talking to. Get yourself together and cheer up. Life's too short. Okay. I'm gonna thank you, Sarah. She said safe travels. Okay, guys. So thank you all for your love and support. I think you're awesome. Thank you for following me. I hope I didn't bore you. I just wanted to share this crazy life I'm living. Let me just one more time take you around. I'm in this, can you see it? I'm in this parking lot. Getting ready to take off and go find some water and a place to spend the night. It's my home, though. It's my home on wheels. It's okay. I figure it out. Okay. I'm going to say goodbye now. God bless. Please share my word. And watch over your friends. Do that buddy check. Love ya.